Hello, my friends. We're just going to have a quick refresh of what we did in class. So if I press play, we can hear the footsteps. All right. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to automate the volume. So if I select the track that I want to automate the volume on, just by going up to the track head and clicking on it, and then hitting V. So V will allow you to see the volume for any selected track. If I want to get rid of the volume automation lane, hit V again and it goes. So just V to show and hide it. All right. The other one is P for pan, and that will show and hide the pan automation. And you can resize these if you want. You can make them bigger or smaller. You can see two of them at the same time if you want, by holding down, just pressing V and P. So they're just pretty easy. So just get used to seeing them. All right. So we'll automate the volume line first. Now, when I hover over the line, if I touch the line, and if I click the mouse, I can drag it up and down. And that'll just change the volume for everything on that track. So turn it all down, click and drag the line, turn it all up. Another thing that I can do is I can hold, if I hover on the line and hold down the shift key, we can see that it changes. Hold down shift. Yours might look a little bit different, but if I hold down shift and click, it'll create a point. And then I can drag that point up or down. Create another point, hold down shift, click, drag that point up or down. So what I can do now is there's always going to be a point at the start. If you zoom in, you'll always be able to see that there's a point at the start. Sorry, no. So I can just click it. When I'm hovering over the point, you see that the mouse changes to a kind of a crosshairs or something. So I know then that I'm clicked on the mouse. I'm over the mouse. And then I just click and I can pull it down. So what will happen now is it's going to fade in over that length of time. Okay, and then I'm just going to make them fade out. So I'm going to hold down shift towards the end, click and create another point and hover over it, and we should see the little crosshairs. Drag that down. If I wanted another one, I could click in the middle. There's a few more things we can do with lines. Now you can see there that it's snapping to the grid. It won't let me put the point in the middle. So what I can do is I can turn off the snap tool, which is the magnet tool up here, or option S. Okay, and now it'll let me put it in the middle. All right, so I have a bit more fine control. So let's have a listen. They're kind of walking on by, So let's do a little bit of pan now. If I want, I can hit V and get rid of the volume, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. And we'll hit P, and we can see the pan envelope. Now I can put in points again the same way, just hovering on the line. I can move it all the way to the left, or I can move it all the way to the right. All right, in the middle is in the middle. Now I can hold down shift again on the line and create points, but this time I'm going to do something slightly different. Instead, I'm going to hold down command on a Mac, probably control on a PC, and then I can draw it. So I'll make it so as that they're coming from this side, they go by us. When they're beside us, they're going to be in the center, and then they're going to head off in the other direction. All right. So let's have a listen. So they're kind of walking on by us a little bit. I might pull this line out a little bit. Okay, so then we have that. That's pretty good with V and P. We can hide them with V and P. They're still there. They're just not visible. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to put on a reverb. So you sometimes have to resize your track. Just change the track head so you can see this FX button. Sometimes it's not always visible. So you can resize the track, you can see the FX button. If you can't see it there, it's usually going to be down on the mixer somewhere. Hit the FX button. And when you hit it, you open up the Add FX dialog box. Right now this is empty because there are no effects. So I will add an effect. I'm going to search all plugins. This is just how I do it. You can find another way, but I find this easier. and I'm going to search for reverberate. So this one. All right, reverberate. So I'll just go through that again. I find the FX button, I hit it. It opens up the Add Effects dialog. I hit Add. I select all plugins and I search for the plugin I want to use, which in this case is Reverberate. So then I select it and I can go Add or just double click. And it adds it. We have a couple of parameters here, and I'm going to just automate these two here. So the first one I'm going to automate is the dry. So I'm going to make it sound like they're quite far away. So to automate it, I just engage with the parameter. So this is the parameter I want to automate, the dry. So I wiggle it, and then I go up to parameter, and I go show track envelope. And then we can see the track envelope appears for the dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a stamp just like we did before. I might see the volume envelope as well, just so as I can align them, you see, so I can just kind of match them up a little bit. So I'll put one about here, so maybe 3 steps, and then we'll drag this down. So it'll be just the wet. Alright, and then I maybe put one here, and just another one here, and then pull it down. Alright. Okay. And the last one I might automate is just the wet. So I'll just wiggle the wet, hit parameter, show track envelope, and now we'll see the wet as well. You can just scroll up and down if you don't have enough room. Excuse me, guys. The last thing I'm going to do is we'll just automate this. Maybe this time I'll use the pencil. So just hold down Command, and I'm going to say that there's more wet for the first bit, and then as it goes on it gets kind of less wet. So like that. Alright, so let's have a listen. And then we can see, if we just resize these envelopes, we can see that I have 4 automation lanes. One for the volume, one for the pan, one for the dry parameter on the reverb, and one for the rep parameter on the reverb. Okay, my friends, that's all I wanted to show you. Practice that a few times until it feels kind of easy enough. It's not that hard, but it's good. It's a good thing to get right because it gives you a lot of control, and you know we're going to be using this kind of feature just multiple times, again and again and again and again. All right, friends, that's it. Bye now.